Hello YouTube, this is Amazing here, bringing you another Wargame European Escalation video. Today we are on Hamburger Hill, and this game I have chosen to show the merits of staying at it and always adapting to meet your opponent's style of attack, and not retreating if some of your forces are destroyed. In this game I decided to concentrate on taking Juliet and Echo, as this is the centre of the map and the hill provides a tactical advantage. We'll be seeing this from my viewpoint. Again, I have chosen to use the T64 BVs, but because of the intense fighting here, I've also chosen to use the T80 BVs due to their superior side armour, which could be useful if they attempt to flank around the hill, because recon and on the flanks is very difficult to gain fully. As you can see, my ally, a white African snakeskirts, has chosen to put a UAZ command vehicle, not advisable, but in Juliet due to the high activity it's going to reach, and that NATO has already set up their own command vehicle in Echo. I was intending to use my BRDM to secure Juliet, but seeing as my allies have already taken it, I decided that it would be better to hold it back and then send it to November to secure an extra 3 points until I would be able to secure Echo. This game was actually quite interesting because the amount of points that each person was allocated at the start of the game was very low indeed. Hence, there are very few units in the game at this point. As they have only one tank, one recon, one command vehicle, and one anti-aircraft unit. You can see I am opening fire on the town. However, they have managed to place a Legion FAMAS into the town. This will be a particularly annoying unit to overcome, as they are very well equipped in the town. As you can see, the senior team is 14-hour recon helicopters away, and they are holding on to Echo very successfully. As you can see, I'm moving my T80 around to try and gain a flank, but they have an MTA-1 Bradley IFV which is supplied, and it manages to destroy my T80. This was particularly annoying, as that meant that I had no real tanks left, and I was beginning to get a bit worried about the prospects of holding Juliet, as I knew this would be the focus of their attention. They have decided to reinforce Echo with 2 forces of Gazelle hot helicopters equipped with ATKMs. These are very deadly against tanks and have good range, meaning that quite a lot of AA missiles are outranged with them, but fortunately not the Tunguska M's. As you can see, they are opening fire on the HOTS, and although the HOTS are managing to fire on my allies' units that are closer to the front line, the Tunguskas are doing an excellent job at destroying them. I'm removing my supply trucks to ensure that Tunguska can get more missiles as it has run out. The NATO players has now surrendered, and we are trying to use this advantage to press Echo. Unfortunately, they still have 2 AMX 10P infantry fighting vehicles which are equipped with the powerful French F1 autocannon, very dangerous against all units alike when it gets into range, and the T-64 is trying to flank it. They're now bringing in a recon helicopter, and the T-64A has managed to get a shot off on the command vehicle, demonstrating the use of it, and now they have lost Echo. This is particularly a good point, as it only managed to take 1 shot to take the command vehicle, whereas an armoured command vehicle will take a few more shots, allowing reinforcements such as another ATKM helicopter and the AMXs to rout the T-64 to saving Echo and 200 points. As you can see, the Tunguskas are already filled, and they are trying to clear the skies of enemy helicopters before they can do any damage to the force. I'm reinforcing to try and attempt to clear the town with 2 BTR-60s equipped with a Spetsnaz. These will hopefully do well against the rifle squads in the town and in the woods. Tunguska's now cleared the skies, but unfortunately the AMXs have managed to destroy the T-64, and this is now a bit for us, as we have very few units here. I think the BTRs are moving up. Unfortunately, the AMXs are definitely a superior armoured personnel character, and they are being resupplied, so we're fixed. I've deployed the Spetsnaz to prevent them from dying inside the vehicles. Unfortunately, the Legion from Mass are dug in to the town on top of the hill, which means that they can start firing at the Spetsnaz quite a long time before the Spetsnaz are able to counteract, and they are distracted by the Luke's AI recon vehicles that have been deployed here, and so allowing them to gain control of the town and to retain control of it. Spetsnaz have retreated. BTRs are still firing at the Jagger rifle squads. Luke's AI, however, this is unlikely to go well for us. As you see, the Jagger are now pressing their advantage. They clearly outnumber the Spetsnaz, but the Spetsnaz are a much more powerful anti-infantry unit, and as such are doing significant damage to the Jaeger rifle squads before they die. The BTRs are then charged into the AMX MPs to protect the Spetsnaz, as when the Spetsnaz are gone, there will be little use for them. Legion from Mass quickly points on them, unfortunately, and get a few more points to NATO. Spetsnaz are now all but dead. Only one unit is left fighting against the 10 of the Jaeger. They are running low on ammunition, they are frightened. Things are definitely not going well for them. As you can see, I'm now reinforced with Urals to keep my Tunguskas and refilled, and to repair my recon unit. This is the PT-71. It is a very good recon unit, as it is equipped with an ATGM. As you can see, I'm now retreating the Spetsnaz, and the Luke's AI are moving forward to fire on it. The BT-71 is opening fire on the AMX MPs, which has exposed itself. Unfortunately, the Spetsnaz do not make it to the cover of the woods, and they are cut down. As you can see, it is fairly even across the map, with the NATO controlling approximately one half of the map, Pact the other. The points are also very equal, with 531 points to NATO and 599 to Pact. As you can see, I'm calling in more BTR-60s with Spetsnaz, as they have done a very good job. And my allies has brought in a very strong force of Mi-24A hand gunships, hopefully to clear them out. However, using these we must be very careful with these, as there is a lot of infantry units in the woods that could take them down quite easily given the opportunity. The Luke's AI F1 or the Luke's AI RH202 autocannon is a very dangerous anti-aircraft unit in close quarters, and they are bringing up mortar, Roland 2 anti-aircraft missiles. All very dangerous threats that the Mi-24s should be prepared to counter. Due to the amount of ADM helicopters he's used up to this point, I've brought up another 2K GTM Tunguska. Together they should provide all the AA defense that we will need in this low point game. As you see, I've highlighted the presence of infantry in the woods to the Mi-24s, but unfortunately the mortar Roland 2 is come into range and had targeted the Mi-9 recon helicopter. Very wise move, because now that it's down, the other Mi-24As will have to get extremely close to any unit before they can see them, allowing him to take advantage of his good autocannons equipped on NATO forces, and bringing up more supply trucks that have been refilled at the rear forward operating base. But I'm now shocked to see that they have brought a Leopard 2A4 main battle tank into range, I wasn't expecting anything of this quality, and as such, all my units are completely outclassed. I have nothing to deal with it at this point. And I was hoping the Mi-24s would deal with anything, and the Leopard 4 is now advancing. I am retreating. It scored a kill. I'm now warning my one of my allies about the UAZ because the Leopard UA4 is getting dangerously close to it. As you can see, I've also reinforced this point here with my VRDM. This point giving us 3 extra points. Hopefully it won't receive too much attention because it won't be able to do much. The Mi-24 is now coming into range to fire on the Leopard UA4. They're not equipped with any particularly effective weapons, but there are a lot of them. I've highlighted the presence of the Roland just so we can take care. And as you can see, the Leopard has been stunned, and the Mi-24s are now firing on the remaining forces. Deploy my Spetsnaz, and I'm now bringing in Conquer's anti-tank equipped infantry to deal with the Leopards. Because this is a low point game, I couldn't really afford any of my own main battle tanks. And I knew that in the relatively confined spaces of the hilltop, that the superior ATKMs of Warsaw Pack tanks would not be a significant advantage to NATO, and so the Leopard 4 would probably be superior to most of the tanks that I could afford to field at this time. So Conquerors were a much more effective unit, taking advantage of the large amounts of hills and forests to ambush tanks. As you see, is now reinforced with 2 Flak Panzer Gepard A1s to reinforce the Martyr. Their Roland 2. This is effectively completely repelled my allies' helicopter forces, and it falls back down to me now to defend Juliet. NATO has now taken the lead with 889 points to 784, and with its Leopard 4, its Lukes, its Flak Panzers, we were definitely feeling on the back foot here. As you can see, NATO is also attempting to flank us with VABs equipped with infantry. And is moving up a new armoured command vehicle to echo a wise choice. Probably should have been made earlier. And also there's an interesting decision to be taken. As you can see, the Spetsnaz attempted to gain an ambush point, but the Luke's AI spotted them quickly. Most people usually locate their CVs if they're taking echo in these routes if they're NATO, because it's furthest from the front line, but it is closer to the hillside, so it's easier for a packed unit if moving alongside this second level of the hill to ambush it. Moving it here is closer to the front line, but it's less expected, so it's more unlikely to be targeted by artillery, and a surprise attack is harder to achieve. The same could be said for Warsaw units at Juliet when choosing between the main forest or the 2 lines. As you can see, the Spetsnaz were heavily damaged by the encounter with the Luke's AI, but they are still in one piece, and if I can get them back to my lines, they might just be able to be re-equipped. See, the Peter Conquerors, I have advanced, knowing that they have various forces, but the Conquerors have a significant advantage as long as they are kept well supplied. I'm moving them up, taking a few pot shots, and if resistance isn't too heavy, I could think about advancing to this forest here, which offers a significant range over the lower part to the hill and this. As you can see, they've now taken echo. Quite concerning for us because it meant the points advantage we had with Juliet has now been eliminated, and we're going to start seeing even more well-funded resistance. Conquerors are now moving up, attempting to fire on the Roland 2s due to with a hope to clear the skies for our helicopters to advance while still keeping the Tunguskas to give us air dominance.